inside the rider, reaching out to the true place, massive inside the rider, reaching out to the true place, massive inside the rider, right. Friday night with a difference.
Music in the land.
We don't make the get it jungle, we don't the jungle, that's why we don't run jungle rock. See.
The original Rough Ride, DJ Hive on Kiss 100. Roll in.
Okay, it's Friday, right? Hype 100, let's rock. Kicked off the show with The Finest. Forthcoming from DJ Nut Nut, released in the shops this Monday. Coming, actually. Or I'm sure there'll be some copies in Black Market tomorrow on the True Playaz Real Vibes album. And into this one, this is DJ Brockie and Ed Solo. Represent on his brand new label, Undiluted. Plenty of stuff in the show tonight. Take you through till 2 o'clock in the morning. Hype 100 times. Mix and blend. Incidentally, I got to big up everyone that was at the True Playaz night at the end last week, and also the one at Maidstone, and also AWOL. It was absolutely fantastic weekend. Amazing. Also, I've got to say apologies to the driver of a white Metro today, because I left my car, walked off and the handbrake weren't on and it just rolled into the back of this car. Weren't damaged though. Well, it was a little bit. Apologies. If you're looking for somewhere to go tonight outside the London region, Bournemouth, the Manor. I know myself, Andy C, Brockie is down there. And if you're in London, I think the place to be is the End Club tonight for the Black Market night. But I've got no information in front of me as usual. Also tomorrow, True Playaz night in Bristol at the Powerhouse.
The original rap ride, DJ Hype on Kiss 100. This is MC Dead, rollin'.
The aggression of Brockie, forthcoming on Undiluted, and Ed Solo, shout to you. Into this one, Promo Pressure. This is Flytronix. This is a track taken from their album. The album's called Archives. Meetings. Moving Shadow. Shout to Flob Playford. How's it going, mate? Old Flob. Not sure when this one's being released, but this track is entitled Jazz Architecture. Or Jazzy and Flirty, near to be in Hype 100. If you're driving around, crank it up. Friday night, Saturday morning. I hope you're not smoking, because this is going to kind of send you away a bit. Floating around with the hype, Friday night, Saturday morning. Yeah, man, I'm tripping. Tripping.
We don't mingle and get entangled with not that bungle. That's why we just run jungle rock. See?
Incidentally, the last time I was on, I was saying we needed a goalie for our team, and I told you to phone up and ask for Glenn O'Dell, but I was only joking about the Glenn O'Dell bit, and apparently everybody who phoned up asked for Glenn O'Dell and was believing it. I do need a goalie. You must have big hands and be living really within the London area and be available for Wednesday night training and Sunday night playing. So if you've got big hands and you're not using them for anything, you know, but you're a good goalie or a good footballer actually, then the number to ring is 0976 748 066. 0976 748 066. I'll keep giving it out throughout the show. Big hands, we need a good goalie.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's get ready to rumble! Out of the Flytronix. Coming from the forthcoming album Archives very soon on Moving Shadows. Shout to Flob and the Crow. Into this one, Fistfunk. This is on SOS.com. Shout to Dave Stone and all the massive. If you just logged on, hype 100 times on Kiss FM. Okay, don't touch that dial. Send this one out to the Canada Massive. We was out there, True Playaz, a couple of weeks ago in Toronto. Absolutely amazing. 5,000 people, 2,000 queuing up outside. Blew me away, I tell you. Who'd think it on the other side of the planet? Jungle. Really big it is, I tell ya. You know what I mean? Fistfunk, Friday night.
The Fistfunk. Kiss 100. This is MC Dead. Roll in. The Fistfunk. The fist. Fistfunk.
Sounds of the Fistfunk. Gonna change up the style, moving to something from the Ram Massive. I don't know what this one's called because I forgot to phone him and find out. Next tune from the Hornchurch Hood.
DJ を聴きやがれ。キス FM では100回は軽く回しちゃってんだぞこの野郎。You're listening to DJ Hype 100th time on Kiss FM.
That's right, 100 times on Kiss FM. This goes out to all the South Park's Massive, everyone who likes that show. And if you wonder what Kenny Ken looks like, he's the guy in the red parka who dies every week. Oh my God, they killed Kenny! Ken. Shout to Andy C, who smashed AWOL Saturday, as usual. Andy C!
what you can do.
Out of the Hornchurch Hood into this one. This is something forthcoming from Fax as me eat me nighttime snacks. Yeah, that rhymes. Jungle drum and bass on Kiss Friday night, Saturday morning. Send this one out to Cool Hand Flex. Nice to see you this week. With the hard stuff. Out of Facts, this is DJ Swift, something forthcoming from him. 3 till 1. 3, 2, 1, I think. Or did I say 3 till 1? Well, you know, it's past midnight. I'm an old boy. Bad to make mistakes. Gonna switch the style after this one.
when it's rocking your city, then I know the world would be a better place for you and for me, then I know.
Brother, you don't seem to understand. You are listening to DJ Hype on Kiss 100.
Out of Mampi Swift, this is Ghetto Brother, forthcoming from myself, probably after Christmas now. Ghetto Brother, this one's called. Ghetto Brother.
Hey, get up, brothers. Don't sit there with your head hanging down. Hey, get up, brothers. I know the ghetto got you down. Got you down. Got you down. Got you down.
Once again, Ghetto Brother forthcoming from herself, The Hype, on True Playaz, very soon-ish. Probably not though, you know me. Waffler. Don't forget, if you're looking for somewhere to go tonight, Black Market at the end. Ray Keith and the crew and Nicky and God knows who else. The end, up the west tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Word up, chillin' out in the UK with my man DJ Hype on Kiss FM 100, kid. Hell on earth, yo. Yeah.
You don't mingle and get entangled with no dirty bungle. That's why we don't run jungle rock. See?
Keeping it with the B-line selection. This is something forthcoming from DJ Zinc. He's told me he's going to grow his hair. Shoulder length. Watch out, Dougal and vibes. Zinc's going for it. Anyway, this bass line will make anyone's hair grow.
ahead of bass, not drum and bass.
Gremlins in the house. Out of the sounds of DJ Zinc into this one. This is Trend. Shout out to the Trend if he's locked on. A little bit later in the show, we've got MC Majika popping in to let us know about a drum and bass section that's happening in the new magazine Wax. It's relaunching. He'll be telling us, and also why he's left Ultravox. Majika, hear the connection? He'll be telling us all about that later on. Also an old school CD forthcoming from him.
In the red corner, weighing at 150 pounds with the turntable drumming song. You have DJ Hype.
I've got about 8 people trying to sing in the studio. I thought I'd expose them, but they caught me. And God knows what they're trying to sing. In the background, Trend, Friday night. to this one. This is Slip Through, forthcoming on the Virus album very, very soon. Ed Rush and Optical. Plus, I think there's Origin Unknown and Matrix on the remix tip. Not quite sure the remix release date, but still playing the tune, sounding good. After this one, I'm going to slip into the ad breaks. On the other side, back with some more stuff. Oh, me chica, oh, me chica, me chica. Remember, we got Majika telling us about Wax Magazine coming up a little later.
Hype 100.
The Son of Dance.
Come on, it's not a remix. Intelligence, even extra.
son of dance. The son of dance. The old school all-nighter, Saturday 17th of October at the Camden Palace.
We're calling for an information insurrection, a presentation revolution. Music, words and pictures united as one. The old way of doing business is done. The new CD writer from Hewlett-Packard gives the people the power to store and share their work on CD for less than £300 from your local PC World or leading dealer. Spread the word for people who live to create. The HP CD Writer Plus is a must, is a must, is a must.
Gary, you wouldn't lie to me, would ya?
No.
Does my bum look big in this?
Well...
Talking Pages, a florist that delivers in a hurry.
Talking Pages, we're talking solutions.
Oh, look at this marvelous mix. Bumping Chicago house, broad brushstrokes of radical black wax, abstract astral sound webs of screeching, pumping spatial trance. Truly a musical masterpiece from the house of Hewlett-Packard and their new CD writer. A rather wonderful way to mix music, words and pictures onto your own CDs. All for less than £300 from your local PC World or leading dealer. The HP CD Writer Plus for people who just love to create.
The fresh flavor.
Kiss 100.
はい、キス FM の皆さん DJ ハイブの番組を聞きいただいてるんですけど、ちなみに私日本から、クリス・ペプラー J-Wave で喋ってる DJ なんですけどね。And I'm Chris from Japan and you're listening to DJ Hype.
My weapon of choice. My weapon of choice. My weapon of choice. The turntables.
Back after the ad breaks. Kicking off with this one. Jack the Ripper. Not Tom the Stripper, Jack the Ripper. Forthcoming on the Groove Raiders album. I think it's released already, isn't it? Come out Monday. Higher on higher ground. Don't forget we're going to be having a chat with Majika very soon. I just got to think of some jokes. He'll probably run me anyway. They'll be telling us about Wax Magazine, a little drum and bass section that they've got especially for us, and also an old school CD that he's compiled with Rat Pack. Rat Pack! But for now, Groove Rider. Go. As promised, we've got Eureka. I mean, Majika.
Mad. Imagine, whatever you've had one too many. Whatever it is.
It's pasta.
Oh yeah, what was in that then?
I don't know.
Not oregano, I'll tell you that.
So, what have you been up to? Tell us what's been going on.
Well, basically, last year, with the magazine front's concerned, I was a sub-editor of Dream Magazine. I've left Dream Magazine and moved on now, and I'm at Wax, which has currently been relaunched. It's in its third issue now, and we've got this drum and bass section in there. You're mad, you know. You're putting me up. I'm all over the place. Right, let's start again. Right. Anyway, we've got this section in the magazine now, which is sort of 4 to 6 pages, and it's under the title of Black Magic, which is my production team. But basically, it's like the information centre of drum and bass. We're covering, like, you know, label profiles, producer profiles, artists, music reviews, club reviews, gig guide, basically the whole lot, just supporting the drum and bass scene as much as we can.
Is it going to be, is it coming out monthly or weekly?
It's monthly, yeah, it's a monthly thing, so, you know, we're really supporting the scene in a big way.
So if anything's said really bad, it's you we come to?
Well, basically, yeah, you come and chop my throat.
From Majika, you know.
Yeah, but
you don't know what he said, you know. You read what Majika said?
Oh, no, none of that. What you read, you know, what you see is what you get.
That's
for real,
cool.
you know, we're supporting it for real, you know what I mean?
And also you got a CD out at the moment?
Yeah, basically, you know, I've got this CD out with Rumour, and it's sort of old school masters, and basically Rat Pack's on the other side doing all the uplifting stuff, and I've done sort of the old school kind of drum and bass. We've got some tracks by this geezer called Hype on there as well.
Oh no.
But we, you know, it's that's
what
coming
else
out.
Is on there? Who else is on there?
Oh, we got Dead Dread, and you know, a whole list of people.
That's the R-Type on it. So it's basically old classics.
Yeah, old classics. Yeah, you know, and that's Majika presenting Black Magic, and Black Magic is, as I said, it's a production team I've got. I'm working with a guy called Lee Spiker Williams, who's a DJ, sort of musician producer, and the basis of Black Magic is to make sort of like live element, we've got live musicians and stuff, and we're working with Asian classical percussionists, you know, the tabla and the sitar going off and all that, and we've got some vocalists and stuff, live vocals and stuff, male and female, so we're doing that, and you know, basically production's something I've been working on for a long time. Since 1993 I was working with a guy called Mark Caro, who's known as Technical Itch, and he's signed to Moving Shadow, so you know, the roots have been there for a long time, so I'm expressing myself in that way, not just on the microphone, and
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And
so apart from that, Ultravox, what's
Ultravox in the jaw, coming like Culture Club, man, back round again. You're mad, you know. I don't even know why I'm even going on this, you know what I mean?
For those that don't know, that Majika looks very much like the bloke from Ultravox, although you'll probably disagree.
There you go.
Well, there you have it. Majika, tell us about Wax and his CD. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, man, big shout to the Rat Pack, and hold tight Sarah and Katie at Group Connection, because they're sort of supporting and looking after me sort of in a small way at the moment, so
lovely.
Big thank you to them and everyone else out there. You're going to catch me at some unusual events where I'm concerned. AWOL this year and One Nation next year, as well as all the other mad places I'm playing, so thank you and respect and thank you, Mr. Hype. Thank you for having me, man.
That's all right, Eureka. I mean, Majika.
Eureka. You're mad. You're just mad.
Right, as we move on, thank you.
Yeah, man. Peace.
So me hold me high and tell him bring it up, play it back and
As we roll on. Don't forget he was talking about Wax magazine and also the CD forthcoming. Or is it out now?
Yeah.
It's out now with him and Rat Pack doing all the old school stuff. Because we must not forget the history.
Yeah.
Incidentally, in the next issue of Wax, Majika's informed me that there will be a CD on the cover given away free, which is all his productions on the drum and bass tip. So we'll have a good listen to that and let you know what we think, okay? Into this one. This is Defcon 1, forthcoming on the Mac 2 recording. Shout to the Randall and family. Also big up Opera and Bones. Especially Bones, who's cruising around London in his moped. Don't forget All Roads League tonight if you're in London. Black Market night at the end. And if you've got big hands and you want to play football, 0976 748 066. We're looking for a goalie who lives in the London region and wants to go training on a Wednesday and play on a Sunday morning league. Okay. I'm not mad anyway. We've scared him off and he's run away. So I'm gone. Later, your man. Incidentally, the third base reunion this Saturday, 26th of September 1998. Paul Trouble Anderson, Marathon Man, Rob Blake, Colin Flavor and Bren the Russell, and also MC Pugwash. I don't know if there's any relation to DJ Pugwash. Tickets are £12. That's at Camden Palace this Saturday, okay? But you won't be there because you'll all be in Bristol for the True Players Night, won't you? Yeah.
To understand. You are listening to DJ Hype on Kiss 100.
Out of Defcon 1 into Johnny Akinel, as he's known as, down here. Forthcoming on his second debut album, that was a blunder. Johnny L, PPX, on his forthcoming album on XL Recordings. Very good album. Very album. Shout out to Leo and all the XL crew. I think we'll calm down now, Majita's gone. But he does look like Midger from Ultravox. Ask Mickey Finn. If you don't believe me, ask Mickey Finn.
technique's called the steel finger. A steel finger? Yeah. Let me see what you can do.
Johnny L. Incidentally, Johnny L will be on Kiss in a couple of Wednesdays' time giving it up. I'm sure we'll be giving you more details nearer the date in a couple of weeks, so watch out for Johnny. Big John and all that. Into this one. Hong Kong Fooey, that's the only title we got for it in a moment. Don't know what to call it. Something forthcoming. Incidentally, True Playaz website, www.true-playaz.co.uk. Gives you all the information about Hype, True Playaz, Ganja, everything. Send this one out to Switch, my adopted son.
In that case, I better consult my Hong Kong book of Kung Fu. Kung Fu, Kung Fu.
Hype 100.
In that case, I better consult my Hong Kong book of Kung Fu. Kung Fu, Kung Fu.
out of the Hong Kong Thru. Into this one, this is forthcoming on Formation. Shout out to SS and all the family up there in Leicester. Approximately 25 minutes left of the show, or half an hour roughly.
The original rap ride, DJ Hype on Kiss 100. This is MC Dead, rollin'.
We have seen illusion and reality begin to overlap, and fuse. The line between them begins to disappear, begins to disappear, begins to disappear, begins to disappear.
DJ Zinc's got big ears. This one's called Disappear. got big ears. Don't forget tomorrow night, Bristol Powerhouse. Hype, Zinc, Pascal, Swift, alongside Rage and Fats. True players in the house. Bristol, and don't forget tonight, I'm down here in Bournemouth at the Manor, alongside Andy C, Brockie, probably others, but I don't know who and what MCs. It's all down at the Manor, and also Brighton at the Concord Club for Essential. Try and say the Concord Club really quick, the Concord Club. And here, right now.